All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the recap from Jupiter. We are at the end of it all. My name is Scott.
I am the Quackman, and I mustn't run away.
The Quackman has never run away. This is true.
He's
Uh,
waddled away.
yeah,
Ducks can't run.
they do like the excited flappies and go away.
Uh, that's kind of like a surfing flap, but yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my stupid duck story?
No, but you're going to now.
Yeah, this is what we're doing right now. We are starting off with the fact that my neighborhood is home to about 3 nesting pairs of Cooper's hawks. Uh, they like to chill out on top of apartment buildings and grab squirrels. That's how they do.
Mm.
Anyway, one day in the middle of winter, I see a formation of about 5 ducks just going along doing duck things, and I see one of these hawks, the female, the bigger one, full on dive bomb mode, screaming for vengeance, talons out. And do you know what the duck she's going after does? He stops
Ducks.
flap. No, he stops
Mm.
flapping one wing. Just one wing. Just tucks the left one in, right one's still going. So he drops 15 feet immediately and does like a half aileron roll. And the hawk just goes right through the formation, doesn't touch anything so much as a feather, lands on a fence post and looks at me like she saw me. She knows that if I laugh, she's gonna take my eyes out.
It's like, you saw nothing.
That was exactly it. That duck anecdote was brought to you by HLJ.com, which is still offering pre-orders of GQuacks kits through December, including, not quite up yet, but including, this is going to be a regular release, so I owe you a Coke, Jeff. The Endymion add-on stuff is going to be a regular release for the GQuacks. You don't have to pay P-Bandai prices for that one. Uh, get your pre-orders in right now using the link in the description so they know we sent you. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about That's Why I, directed by 3 people. Kazuya Tsurumaki, who did Bubblegum Crisis, one episode of Bubblegum Crisis, was an AD on Fatal Fury, the motion picture, and episode 37 of Utena, to pick 3 things. We have Toko Yatabe, and to pick 3 things from them, it's Ava 3.0 and 1.0, Little Witch Academia, the OVA version, and FLCL. Bunch of episodes of FLCL. And we have lastly Daisen Komatsuda, who worked on episode 38 of Eureka 7, Kill la Kill episode 2 and 23, and did storyboards on Pro Mare, which is probably why you're getting some of the stuff from the ending. And written by Yoji Enokido, who of course did 48 of the original 50 episodes of Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moon Super S movie, Utena, Stardiver, most of the episodes of this.
I'm just happy. Like, all the cool shows you're listing off. Like this, I have my problems with this series, but my God, it's the All-Star game. And plus, I love whenever someone brings up Eureka 7. Highly underrated show.
I
All the
really
sequels that followed it sucked, but Eureka 7, the original, was awesome.
I got like stuck halfway through and then Crunchyroll did not bring it out. It did not survive the Funimation Crunchyroll shuffle. So
Yeah.
it's a
Uh,
lost show for right now.
yeah, there's 2 sequel series, and they're very good. And there's a alternate retelling movie that isn't that good. The original Eureka 7 was pretty damn good.
I was digging it. I think I wanted more of the captain. Captain had the right amount of Harlock vibes for me.
Mm.
A little bit of Alex Rowe from Last Exile as well. Anyway, so we pick up just a little bit before the end of last episode, because Shuji gonna kill La. The Zeknova meters are getting Zeknova ear, and
Mm.
Javier and Shalia are still fighting.
Yeah, they got the like I said. One thing you cannot take away from this series: the animation is jaw-droppingly beautiful. You're seeing the Javi and Man from Jupiter just going to it, fighting. It's a short battle. You don't see a ton of it, but they're charging at each other and doing all sorts of, and it looks friggin' amazing.
It
It
looks
really does.
great. It's great. This is like Fully Cooley only had a few action scenes, but they really put a lot of money and effort into that, and we're seeing that level of that effort come back here. So the
They're
super
having an
weapon.
argument.
Oh, go.
Go ahead. They're having an
So
argument back and forth as they fight. In the Kira Kira magical whatever, and they basically have an interesting argument against Cassilia. He's like, Javi's like, look, we need one person at the head of this thing, and I know Cassilia ain't perfect, but she knows how to command. And for what he's saying, yeah, Cassilia is of all the zombie children, she's the most stable.
I mean,
She
also,
still terrifies me a little, but I don't think she would commit a genocide.
I think she would. I
That
think she'd get there. I think she'd get there.
I don't think so, but I also think, hey, one or two or more times you try and assassinate her, okay, then she'll just go, all right.
I think obviously she's a lot more stable and a lot more directed than the other buns. Maybe Sasro was fine. I don't know.
I doubt it.
We,
But
do, we
Shell,
we know we only know one thing about Sasro, and it's that he's vulnerable to car bombs.
eh, well, he smacked his sister, so I don't have much faith in him. But anyway, his sister smacked back though, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah,
So our super
Shelley
weapon
is counter.
opens up.
Yeah, Shelley's counter argument to that is she's a zombie. That's his counter argument, which, to be fair, is a good counter argument.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna happen. Like she's gonna do something. She's gonna do something drastic. She's gonna gas a room full of people again.
Eh, she is direct. Let's put it that way. Um, the Death Star cuts in half.
Yep.
Just kind of splits. I thought at first, okay, did someone just pull a Garen log on and pull out a giant sword? No, it was designed. We also learned that Shar was behind the design for this thing from day one. He is going full, long plan all the way back. Trey's Kushranada from day one plan.
Like 5 years becoming a psychomu engineer, putting himself through engineering school to design this thing so that he can kill Lala and finally just be free of the voice in his head that is telling him to do things.
Mm.
And we see old grandpa flying around top speed, and everyone's got the fear. Everyone fears this thing already.
And they don't even know why. There's like
They don't know why. They don't
they,
know
they just
why.
got a they just got a gut in their feeling. That white thing, I'm afraid of it. Why? I have no idea, but I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. We see
The
Shuji
flashback.
was a ghost. Shuji was a ghost again. Now he's back to being normal, and you see him in the cockpit, and he is 100% doing the hero Yui. He's got the tank top, arms out,
Yeah.
in the shadow. Like, oh, you're going that road, are we? Okay,
Yeah,
this
we're,
is gonna
we're,
get
we we
ugly,
get some zero system mode out of him, and we start
right?
the flashback. We start to see the flashback as he explains that okay, this is Lala's origin story right here. We're gonna use this new animation techniques to recreate the style of '79, and we get the song. We get beginning from Encounters in Space.
Yeah, I had to look that one up. It's like I don't remember that song. What is that song? Oh, okay, all right. But yes, we get the battle. And did someone quote me? Did Was that old Char voice?
Yes, so they got both. So it is Ikeda, it is Keiko Han, and it is Furuya, who should not be working, all
But even,
back
I
as
watched the
the other
English
side
dub.
version. And in the English dub, it is everyone from the Origin. So the NYAV Post guys.
I thought that. I was like, huh? Like, okay, that's what they did. I always wondered why didn't they just have the Origin guy voice Char again? No, I'm sure they got a message. Don't do that.
We're
until
doing
we
something
tell you to do
tricksy.
that.
We're doing a
Yeah,
tricksy here.
you got to get 2 Shars. That's all
Yeah.
we'll tell you. But
Uh,
yes, we get to see that this is not a what if universe. This is a what if of a what if universe.
yeah.
Because in this universe, Shar got killed in the battle with the Gelgoog and the Gundam. The beam saber went right through his hand, right in the cockpit, and cooked him. That was the end of Shar. So the whole premise of this show kind of shot down right there for me. And this is where things start going bad for me in this episode. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this
So
isn't a what if. This is a what if of a what if.
this is a Groundhog Day. Lala has
Right.
been Groundhog Daying her way through every possible incarnation of the 1 Year War so that she can save Shar. And we get little pieces of different ones we see. We see, what if we give Shar a goof? What if we give Shar the Zuda? And I want in my head the Zuda timeline. Amuro beats him the same way Scott Pilgrim beats Lucas Lee.
Just flows up. No,
Just,
I had
just
a joke. I got a joke for that one. Like in the Zuda version, he goes 6 times faster and blows himself up.
bet
Like,
you.
no, 6 times faster. He's going so fast the Gundam can't see him until the explosion happens.
Well, he can't see him because he's in tiny pieces. Tiny
Right.
pieces.
Where is he? Everywhere.
Everywhere. So yeah, Lala is trapped in this infinite cycle of trying to save Shar. Shuji is like, this doesn't go well for her. I gotta, every time she gets close, I just gotta kill her, because that's the only thing to get her to reset. He has a one-sided relationship with her, that he thinks he's doing the right thing by her. The same way everyone has these one-sided relationships. Everyone. Mom, Jan, Shar, everyone, no one is communicating. No one is connecting. They all have
So you're
these.
saying?
Yep.
Go ahead.
No one's connecting. That's like the thing new types are supposed to do. You're supposed to connect and understand, and no one is willing to do that. Everyone is putting everyone's expectations on each other. This is about Gundam fandom, guys. This is about how we, the fans, insist Gundam be one thing all the time, and we don't let new things happen, do we?
Gundam 00 season 1. Anyone? Anywho,
Anyway,
um, the it really kind of clicked for me at that point. It's like, oh, okay, so this is just happening over and over again till we get the solution we finally want. And this one character is in every single version and may have some memory of it before. Oh, Shuji's Ray. Shuji's Ray.
yeah.
That's who Shuji is. He is not like
Or maybe
related
the
to anyone
Quaru.
important.
Maybe the Quaru. Quaru remembers
No,
different versions too.
Shuji's Ray, and especially now that we know what happens later with the Gundam, Shuji's Ray. He is just
Yeah.
some silent, weird, mentally disturbed creature slash person, possibly just straight up creature, who may or may not have memories of different variations because it's just a series of people. Maybe he partially remembers the last universe because he's in everyone, just like Ray is. And we keep doing this over and over and over and over and over and over again until we get the final solution we want, like we finally gotten it in the Ava rebuilds. Even Shinji admits it when he's like at the end of the universe or whatever that weird shaped cross thing is. Like, oh, I'm here again. I've been here thousands of times. I've never gotten it right. Let's try it again.
Yep. Yeah. Huh. So we then get a cut to Cassilia and Shar trying to interrupt things. Cassilia has a weird flashback to her awakening of her maternal instincts, looking at young Shar and Sayla, which is from the novel. It's from the first Gundam novel. It's deeply weird there, but it's authentic Tamino weird mommy shit. It's authentic.
Tamino weird mommy shit. I want that on a t-shirt. Anywho.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do. You can't get cheap t-shirts from Vietnam no more. Got to figure that out.
Anyway, she keeps trying.
Shalia has a brief trip out where he sees the version of him or feels the version of himself that died because he was a one episode wonder.
Well, I like that he sees the Gundam and he goes, he can sense it like that thing killed me. How do I know that thing killed me?
Yeah, yeah. I just can. And we see Cassilia take out a Side 6 battleship that was just there, mostly to provide cover for Char, who does the bazooka kill. I stood
Yes.
up and clapped.
Except
Bazooka
this time
kill
it's
full
well
size.
the first time it was a man-sized bazooka. This one's a Gundam-sized bazooka. The old one. I like the old one better because it somehow or another he shot that thing or her head off.
Yeah,
That's
just
horrifying. This one, no, she took out the whole. He took out the whole thing. 3 or 4 other people standing near her, the chair, most of the bridge. You get the
yeah.
idea.
Look, I the bazooka kill is one of my favorite things about Gundam. Seeing it again, it made me happy. It made me
Yes,
happy. And
I
Yan
prefer the
feels
original,
this.
but this was still fun.
Yan feels this. She now has nowhere to go, and it is at this point that Machu is like, "No, I gotta stop Shuji. I am deciding to do something for myself. She's not gonna jellyfish no more. She's going to go against the current and do something for someone else because she understands them. And so we fight." And Yan joins in, and we get some Mav action. We get the promise of the Mav really cashing in. It's a wonderful dance fight, Fooly Cooly style, and at the same time, Char and Shalia are having a fight where they are having the same argument everyone has about new types.
Well, this is what freaked me. This bothered me, quite frankly. Like, okay, Shar and Shelly are standing there watching this, and then just Shelly just, you know what? I'm gonna turn on you right now. I'm sorry, what? This is like bad professional wrestling. Like, we're allies, we're friends. As soon as you turn your back, I'm gonna hit you with a steel chair. Why? You're
Because
winning.
he clocked that Char is not gonna be a good person. He's not the right person. And
Shar
Shalia.
literally, when this is all over, says, "I'm done. I'm gonna go hang out on Earth." That's what Shar does. He could turn around and start, fighting his sister, or even work with his sister. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
But Sayla ends up the Princess of Xeon again with a good old Ramba Rawl and a nice uniform and a sword.
it's look. We'll get to that. That's a nice bit. Anyway, back to the fight with the Gundam. Shuji realizes that he can't handle 2-on-1, so he presses the get big button. The get big button that the Gundam always had.
Yeah, it's called the
It,
Ray.
yeah, he gets big. He switches to G3 colors somehow, and
No, he turns white, like Ray was white, with red eyes, because Ray had red eyes. The only thing he isn't is naked. He's in a mech.
yeah,
Like, oh,
uh,
come on. When that
yeah,
happened, I just went, oh, come on.
yeah,
Stop. This is a
and
bit much, don't you think?
no, because we have to turn on the Omega Psycommu, and it drops the jaw, and it also goes Ava Unit 1 Berserk mode with the Endymion balls, and
Did you
it's
did you catch, did you clock what the mouth looks like?
oh yeah, yeah, it is,
The mouth, that's Amuro's helmet on the inside.
yeah, yeah,
It's Amuro, except it's got like a weird grid pattern over the visor, but that is 100% Amuro's helmet. It's also got an Omega symbol at the top, and they explain what that is later.
yeah. Yeah. So she goes into full on rampage mode, full on foe tossing charge. She's like, yeah, we get the lesson that to be a new type is to seek your freedom, to fight for your freedom. Uh Shali and Char still fighting. We get a last shooting moment from Char, which is again it's about the one-sided feelings again. It is about
There it is.
yeah,
Final shot, baby.
yeah, it's about the one-sided feelings and how those don't work out. And at this point, when Shuji talks about how Gundam says to do things, he stops saying the Gundam. He just says Gundam. The
Right.
franchise says this is how it's supposed to go.
It's getting a bit meta.
It is getting meta. Again, this is where I'm like, yeah, no, this is again much like End of Ava. This is not about the show anymore. It's about the fans. Um,
Except we don't see any, death threat notes that he got in the mail.
well, I mean, this show came together a lot faster. I assume they're out there.
Oh yeah. Anytime anyone makes anything, now because of the internet and Twitter, you can just send how much you hate it to that person.
Yeah. Uh, Lala wakes up. Shuji realizes that he has to let go. He realizes that he does have feelings for Machu. They smooch. It's
Weird.
that's the thing. Machu goes full getter tomahawk on just getter tomahawk to the head of the G3. And Lala is like, well, I'm a Kira Kira out to the next timeline to see if that one works out for me. And she takes everything with her. And we get the music. Charlotte decides to leave to be a better person.
And finds Lala now in her yellow dress.
Well, skipping that, we also see that Javier does the ball grab on Chalia, and it's like, nah, you're not going to trial for any of the treason you did. It's your job to fix new types. You have to be
Well,
responsible a different way.
when he turns on Shar, he charges at him and he says, "You, the Lady Artesia shall lead us. You will just be in the way." I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
For him to do everything to get to Shar, just to turn on him on the last second. Okay, now we need you for Lady Artesia, basically. And it just, can you tell I didn't like this episode?
I think so I think this is a very good last episode to a show I don't really care about. Like this is it is more interesting than a bunch of the middle. I mean, I think there is a show about Shalia Bull and new types and how the fandom and how the series keeps repeating itself and has to keep repeating itself. And then there's also the show where Machu and Yan just are in a death sport. And I don't think those two shows ever fully gelled. Maybe that's because of the 12 episode run. But yeah, no, I think Shalia remains the most interesting character out of all this. I think the role, the way they make Lala a MacGuffin again in a more interesting meta way is kind of interesting. But I just this was well animated. They made great use of music the entire time, and it's. I was very excited watching it, but also I'm like, okay, I don't feel like revisiting this show anytime soon. And I think someone was saying that maybe it benefits from being binge watched a lot more than other shows in the past have been. Where
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do like I do like that they just straight up tell us, okay, at least one of our theories was right. Amuro is in the Gundam, or more specifically, I like the way they did this. They said, okay, no, the Omega Kamiu, and that Omega symbol that was on the head or in the mouth or whatever, that came from the other timeline too, or the other universe. We
Yeah,
found it. It was a piece of psycho frame. We plugged it in. That's probably that floating T
the magic tea.
psycho frame,
Yes.
magic T from Char's counterattack. Although in that universe, it probably was Sayla's counterattack,
Yeah, or
possibly
something.
Lala's counterattack. Whatever. Point is, that is not Amuro. It's Amuro's imprint on the psycho frame, just like Char imprinted on the Suzabi psycho frame. That's how you get a full frontal. Okay, is Amuro in there? No, and yes, or at least a copy of him is. Anyway, we see Amuro's hands come up and help control it. They don't like tell you straight out, but you even do a little bit of reading between the lines. It comes out pretty
Well,
obvious.
and again, you get a couple lines from Furia, who should not be working. Uh,
Yeah,
but there we go. We do get a bit of epilogue under the credits, so we see Queen Sayla take the throne with Rambo Ral, looking very spry for 40 years old.
yeah. I like Rambaral as like that's exactly what he would be doing. Full
Yeah,
military regalia, holding the sword at his hip,
yeah.
big
Dress
fancy hat,
uniform comes with a sword now.
and Artesia is rocking the full Queen Relina get up.
Yeah, and we see that Charlie is keeping an eye from a safe distance.
Yeah, very
Uh,
safe distance.
Along with the Green Basers, we see that Lala has made her way to a refugee camp, and Char bumps into her. Char finds her.
Well, I just like that when it's like I was really worried that they're just going to leave that other Lala there,
Yeah,
stuck. How horrible! No, it's like okay, she sees Shar,
by
and she
the
goes,
seashore.
okay, yeah, I see Shar. Uh, okay, I can finally move on with the plot. I
Like
don't
she
have to
she
keep
can live
waiting
her
here
life
anymore.
now. Uh,
Right,
we get the Pomeranians. Now they're out in space playing scavenger illegally. They've got a Zoc.
Zoc. Hey, this is one thing I cheered for. It's like, yes, I need that master grade. Reprint the Zoc. You
Yes.
realize how hard it is to find that thing now?
Oh
Reprint
God.
it, please.
The backlog, the reprint backlog is so bad, and like the new factory was supposed to improve capacity, and it's like, nah,
It's like,
everything's a mess.
look around me. I've got pretty much the Zagak is the only master grade from the 1 Year War kits so far that I don't have.
Yeah.
It's a really hard kit to find.
Uh,
Reprint it.
yeah. Machu texts her mom finally.
Yeah. Like, you didn't
Finally.
do this the whole time? Didn't
I mean,
even send her a. Didn't even send her a. I'm alive.
yeah, like a quick little didn't get exploded would have been good once or twice. Um, her mom is with her dad in the apartment. We never see the dad, which is a
Yeah.
weird choice at this point.
Yeah.
It's a
It's just,
weird choice at that
like I
point.
said, there's a lot of questions we're never going to get answered. We found very Ava esque. Unit 1, we know who's inside. The G-Quacks, we know who's inside. Unit 0, we're never told who's inside that thing. And the Fred, we're never going to find out who's inside that thing.
Yep. And we cut to the girls chilling on the beach, and they are like, "Well, we're just gonna chill on the beach until Shuji comes back, because Gundam says Shuji's gonna come back." And what I like about it is that all of the gear they have on the beach, it's all props from the apartment scene in the end credits. Normally, it
Yeah.
is all like, so.
We're,
This is just the end credits. Lo-fi beats hangout time has been part of the epilogue the entire series.
so that's the apartment they share on Earth, and they're just going to chill there for a while
Yeah,
by the beach.
on the beach
I
with
I,
Haro,
I
who
do
has
like
a different hat now. He has a
this.
he has a sun hat.
This. Um, his Sun Hat Haro. It's not Hoodie Haro anymore. It's Sun Hat Haro.
Yeah.
But
I should just point out that the setup for the Pomeranian ship is a time bokan, because everything is time bokan, Jeff. Everything.
everything.
Nadia, time bokan. Team Rocket,
Yeah.
time bokan. Everything's a time
I
bokan.
one thing we didn't get a whole lot with this series is memery. Not a ton. Like G
Ah.
Witch was just a fountain of memery.
Yeah, like we
But I
did.
did like the memes we got this last episode. There's plenty of uh, Nyan and Machu on the beach in their bikinis looking out of the ocean, seeing the head of the
Yeah,
white Gundam a la Ray. I'm
yeah.
like, just like
I mean,
marvelous. Just
this is a shorter show, so we didn't get as much fan work, but I did see. I've seen a lot of fan art that I've really liked.
well,
Some good jokes. I think obviously the comedic potential of both Haro and the little box bot going great.
mm, the I do the other good memes we got is what they fished out of the water when they
Oh
got the Elmuth. There's just fun stuff they found there. And instead of the Gundam coming out of the portal, like all the different things that were photoshopped in there,
yeah,
brilliant. But now at the end of the day, when I'm going to look back on this show, I give it like a 4 or 5. But what I'll remember about it is this might be the most beautifully animated Gundam show ever made.
this one
Granted, it's
is.
short, but every single episode is a banger.
Yeah, like they really did pull out a lot of stops, even compared to. And I'm sure someone will at some point someone at Bandai will admit they spent way too much per episode on this.
So yeah,
But like, yeah, no, like even compared to say the bubble era OVAs or just the or some of the theatrical stuff. Like, nah, this show popped. This show popped. It had a lot of style. It had a lot of polish.
Think of all the shows we've compared it to: Sailor Moon, Eureka 7, Fooly Cooley, Gurren Lagann, Ava, obviously. There's tons more I'm missing.
Yeah,
Like, no, this was the creme de la creme of Japanese animation. But the plot was kind of, nah.
like it.
And the
It's
only characters I liked were characters from previous shows. I didn't care for Machu that much. I didn't like Nyan. Shuji just made me angry most of the time because he didn't make any sense. And he was a crazy homeless person the whole time. Fine, whatever. Like, will I get this if it ever comes out on Blu-ray? Probably.
well,
Am I putting this in my top 5? Oh no.
nah, it's not a top five. I absolutely will buy it just because physical media is becoming scarce, and and Bandai has deeply bent notions of streaming contracts. So if you ever want to see a Gundam thing, buy it when you can. That's my only advice.
Yeah, they're slowly getting rid of physical games.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're going to be that way in DVD and Blu-ray soon.
Yeah. Well, again, Sony, like, when the fact of the matter is that the only company manufacturing Blu-ray for, other people is Sony. Sony owns Crunchyroll. It owns Funimation. It owns Right Stuff. All these the main lifeline we've had for physical anime, it's owned by Sony, and Sony is cutting back on Blu-ray production, and no one's planned a successor for physical.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the companies like digital because they technically own it.
yeah,
You're just
yeah,
buying the right to use it until they take it away.
yeah,
Whereas physical, well, they can't really take that away, can they?
yeah.
But enough dystopian future. Final thoughts. Wait, that's the Gundam review. I don't care. Final thoughts.
Yeah.
I like this show for the animation. It was fun seeing the old characters, the old designs. I still love that flashback episode with the old music and the old bumpers.
Uh,
That was nostalgic as hell, and I loved it. Is it member berries? Absolutely. Do I care? No.
well, okay, even then, like, compare that to, the Psycho Gundam episode where they're just like, battle theme number 2 from Zeta, we're doing it. Go.
Right.
Right.
And and they cranked out the ending theme from CCA. Which, by the way, they released a new mastered copy of that right
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Got that sucker on my phone. Was listening to it at the gym. It's still a banger.
Still a banger. Sax solo on the new version's great. Great. Oh, no, I think again, this is a show that is very much fans talking about their fandom. It's got some like obvious fan service and member berries going on, but it's also, I think, trying to be that. I think the last episode is a very good last episode to a show that kind of didn't work most of the time. It didn't pop, it didn't jump, mostly because the characters were a little thin, all of them. I really love what they did with Shalia Bull. I think you could have maybe sustained this entire thing with him as the lead if you wanted to make this more of a Xeon politics, new type themes kind of show, and not have a two new perspective characters coming into it. But I don't know if there's I don't know if I can armchair writer my way into a better scenario the way I think I can fix Zeta by cutting 5 characters out of it.
Now, this was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Literally, just watch. Like,
Just great
wow, look at
animation.
that.
Great animation, great use of music.
But I didn't like the ending. Like, Witch from Mercury, I love that show, but I didn't like the ending that much either.
Yeah.
I still think that show was rushed end because Japan just doesn't like. They're very homophobic. They don't. They was like, we don't like you're talking about this. Just end it. Maybe I'm
We
wrong.
gotta skip we gotta skip all the character stuff at the end.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I
But this
mean,
show, yeah,
I don't know if
this
it.
you could tell
I
this
don't want to
was.
say homophobic. I think something that anime has a hard time doing is depicting characters doing anything that is against the law. So, like, you'll watch. This really hit me hard. I was watching something else, and it's like they're evacuating from a monster attack, and they're using sidewalks, right? And because same-sex marriage is not legal in Japan federally, it's like we can't depict that, can we?
I guess. Yeah, but the running from Godzilla and staying on the sidewalk, that's a bit much. Anyway,
Yeah.
you got anything else?
I got a link to HLJ.com where you can, of
Ha ha!
course, click.
Transition, buddy.
You can, of course, click it, and then you can peruse all the pre-orders, the back orders in the high grade section for GQucks. You can take a look at other Gundam kits that are coming out. Plenty of stuff that are not Quux related. I think we've got some seed stuff coming out soon. I don't think you can pre-order the PGU new, uh, but maybe there's a back order option for the PGU new right now. I don't know. It's not on my list. I'm not going. I'm not made of money. I can't do it, man.
I'll probably buy it. It's gonna
Uh,
hurt. It's like, okay, since I've been in Gundam, people have talked about that kit. If it ever existed, what would it be like? I'd be like, it'd be cool. Now that it's actually coming, I can't, in good conscience, not pay for what I've been asking for 10 years.
yeah, the six
Even if it
hundred
does,
dollar the $600 kit with its $200 add-on LED pack.
I won't be buying the LED pack.
Oh,
When I saw the LED, I said, what's the LED do? Lights up the eyes and the cycle frame in the cockpit. And that's it. Pass.
yeah, and I know someone who is much more talented than me is gonna like figure out how to rig up some filament lighting into the funnels to actually do the proper sparky effects between them. But that
That's
ain't
what I
me.
thought that's what I thought the LED was going to do. It's like I saw those funnels, like there's something going on there.
Yeah,
Maybe have
like
some
they're
kind
gonna
of
get like a
LED
little
setup.
device that actually clamps in there, and that's gonna be what costs you $200, and it's no.
No, it's just no. Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, I'll probably end up forking over the money, and it will suck because my pay it will take out a good chunk of my paycheck.
God,
But I've
like,
already seen people marking it down. I think it'll probably go closer to 5 or a little bit more than that here in the
well,
states.
I'm saying
Not
600.
counting shipping.
I'm saying 600 Canadian. That's where I'm at.
Haha.
Yeah.
uh, oh, I did one other thing I wrote down here. I want to talk about because you hit the nail on the head a couple episodes back when you were saying that this is like a kid playing with his toys. Who's the Ava guy? I forget his name.
On a it's
Oh
again,
no,
it's part of
this
the
is
Shin. It's like Shin Godzilla or Shin Ultraman.
it's
It's him
just
playing with his
Ano
toys.
playing with his toys, and he's just mashing them together like Sergeant Frog, playing, having fun. Forget if it makes any sense. He's just kind of going nuts with it and having fun. That's fine. But in my head, and yes, this is one more thing. I have to add one here. Only one more thing. In my head, this is what I see. Ano in a room with his toys, playing back and forth, wearing a big giant dark helmet as he has two of the figures kiss. You bust in the door and go, "Sir, we need you." Ah! Knock next time, knock. Did you see anything? Try it. Come on. It's what I
I
call a
didn't
setup.
see you playing with your dolls again, sir.
Good. Come on, man. I set you up easy there.
I think we if anything need we need if anything what we need is Shin. I don't know what my husband is talking about. Did you ever read that manga?
No, I have not.
That is the manga Ano's wife wrote about being Ano's wife and slowly have
Oh God.
just being like, I am married to the king of the nerds.
Right.
I am.
Can you imagine
I am.
living with that man
Yeah.
24/7? Like we get enough weird from him on a small doses just to have that a daily thing.
All right. So this show's done. This series is done. We will be back for season 4 whenever there's a new Gundam thing, I guess. Until then, rate, review, subscribe, share, buy a kit off HLJ, right?
Indeed. Go Quackers, everybody.